And good morning and welcome to the VSA Capital 5-Minute Morning Miner. It's Thursday, the 18th of November. Good morning, Paul. How are you?
Fine, thank you. And a beautiful sunny day looks like this morning.
I hope the sun stays out because I'm heading down to Cornwall this evening for a long weekend. Go and see if I can find some tin and copper and tungsten maybe in my back garden. But look, I know you're obviously doing the one-to-one conference at the moment, but some pretty hot news out this morning. One-to-one have been bought by Hive Exhibitions that owns mining in Dubbo, and they've paid an upfront fee of $28 million, but the sort of eventual earnout could be up to 50 million sterling. That's an incredible return for the guys at one-to-one, so congratulations to them. It also shows you, though, why we're building up our Shanghai Mining Club and our Beijing conference in conjunction with mining in Dubbo, because we're hoping probably not to make that much money out of it, but a considerable amount of money. But also, Paul, you've been at one-to-one. I'm told that one of the issues they've got a little bit at the moment also is that there's so many companies now at one-to-one that there aren't enough investors to go and visit them all. And a lot of the companies are over and only getting a handful of meetings during the day. Is that correct?
Well, there are some companies that are definitely more popular than others. And yes, they have filled the venue as far as number of companies they booked into the event for the space that's available. So I would say that, yes, there is some hesitancy still from people to come out for events due to COVID on a person-to-person basis that isn't otherwise socially distanced. But whether or not it's a reflection of actual too few investors, I'm not as convinced of them.
Well, it'll be interesting to see. I mean, one of the issues, of course, at the moment is that there aren't enough actually specialist mining funds and that sort of thing around actually to fund this whole growth that's going on in the industry at the moment. You know, we're obviously going for the generalist fund managers, and that's where we have a little bit of an advantage perhaps over some of the mining brokers, is that we have a background of dealing with generalists. So that's how we're funding a lot of our deals. But there is a shortage out there in general of mining specialists, aren't there?
Yes, there sure are. The sector has just been underinvested and so unpopular for so many years, decades, in fact, that the investment space just hasn't considered it as worthy before. But given all the cash to be deployed for the climate issues, all of that material needs new raw materials, and it makes the mining space very, very good at this point.
You're going a bit crackly, Paul, so make sure you're talking to your PC. Okay. Let's go through some news today. Italia, I probably pronounced that wrong, mining, Q3 results today. They're the Spanish copper mine. What was that, Paul? What were they like?
Yeah, Atalaya mining, actually. EBITDA increased to $148 million year to date, or millions euros, I should say, year to date for 2021. That's a good 300% higher than the same figure back in 2020. We're also looking at an update that they've given in their cost guidance, with cash costs now expected to be in the 215 to 225 range for copper, all in sustaining costs also in the low end around $2.50 a pound on previous guidance. All of this mostly led by the fact that the copper price that they've received for the copper they produce well into the $4 range all during this period during the year, including the 9 months, as opposed to it was only in the $2.60, $2.70 range this time last year. So they've also declared an inaugural dividend here of 0.395 euro cents per share. They declared that back at the end of October, and going forward into 2022, the dividend they intend to reflect something like 30 to 50% of free cash flows from the business. So they're really flying on the higher copper prices now.
Yeah, well, and copper is obviously hot commodity at the moment. There's a lot going on in that space. We're seeing a lot of copper deals at the moment. We're just trying to work out which the right ones are really for our investors and our strategics, because there's some really good ones. There's also some that actually I'm not so sure about. But anyway, that's my view. What else you got today, Paul?
We've also got a mine life improvement of 7 years for Tharisa, which is the South Africa chrome and PGM producer quoted in London. They've increased the mine life down there to 2041. They've increased the tonnage in the mineable within the pit limits by 30% to 94 million tons. And the total metals increase for chrome and PGMs they'll recover is up by 17% as a result. So nice lengthy extension to mine life there. Part of that due to the better prices here for PGMs and chrome, but also the margins are such that they've been able to extend the pit limits from what they had previously modeled. So it's also looking very solid for Tharissa.
That's always good. As a little one, we've got the Iron Ridge Resources AGM. I think they've approved changing their name to Atlantic Lithium because obviously they spun off their gold, haven't they?
Yes, that's right. It was something that they had pre-announced and put into the agenda for shareholders, and there wasn't any objection to it at all. You can see in the voting, it was well over 98% consent on all the different things they voted on. So, yeah, very good.
So, look, I mean, for what it's worth, the stock's absurdly cheap, to be honest, at the moment. UK lithium stocks have been well underperforming TSX and ASX lithium stocks. As a catch-up needed, these stocks should be flying at the moment. Anything else, Paul?
You know I like a good drill hole, so I have to mention this announcement that came out yesterday from ASX-listed Sunstone Metals, which is the copper gold explorer in Ecuador. New gold discovery, this under their Alba target on the Bramaderos project. Alba lies to the northwest of the thing they've been drilling on, or the target they've drilled most at this point, Brahma. But it essentially connects the two here to about 1,500 meters of strike length between the two zones. This drill hole starting at 65 meters depth, 111 meters at over 2 grams gold. So a really nice intercept here to be following up on in coming days.
Yep, sounds good. As you say, you do love a drill hole. Let's call it a day there, Paul, and we'll actually we won't speak tomorrow because I'm down in. Oh, we might speak tomorrow. Actually, I'll do it from Cornwall. There you go. I'll speak to you tomorrow.
Okay, very good.
Yeah.